Good morning to you. I'm Jeff Slakey, and I'm happy to have in studio today Kathy Geist from the Mason Transit Community Center, and she's brought in Alicia Ferris from Community Youth Services. Good morning to you both. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year, and getting ready for 2017 here. And Community Youth Services, newest member and organization in the Transit Community Center.
Yes, absolutely. We're excited to be in Mason County for sure.
Community Youth Services can be found online at communityyouthservices.org, and they have quite a large presence in Olympia. There's a large building there on State, just south of Plum, and from there now moved into Mason County. What are some of the things that folks, the youth, are going to be able to be served by this?
So the primary purpose of the office at the Transit Center is for counseling services. Our transitional age youth support program is in there, and we provide mental health counseling for any youth on Medicaid between the ages of 15 and 24.
Wow.
In addition to that, we can now use that office to be a base for other services as well when they're coming out into Mason County. So we have a multi-systemic therapy program. We've got some other programs that provide basic services. We've primarily been child welfare for the past 45 plus years. It's only the past few years that we've gotten into mental health and making sure that we're meeting all the needs of the youth that we serve.
Do you notice in Thurston County that there's a lot of folks from Mason County coming in? Is that where the need kind of came about, or did you always know that Mason County was going to be the next place that we start to focus on?
Well, it's a county that we as an agency have been serving for a very long time. The challenge is, though, when we would get referrals in, or we would go out to seek referrals and try and get youth participation in our programs, what we would often be asked is, okay, but where's your office?
Sure.
So even though we were coming out into the community, it didn't feel like we were truly here, I believe, to the people living here. And so we knew that we needed an office. And in addition to that, with the youth that we serve, we go out into the home and community and provide those services, but oftentimes they want to meet in an office. It feels more comfortable to them, or they're homeless and they don't have a very confidential place to meet. So this allows us to provide better services.
Let's talk about some of the other services that are on site. You mentioned that you were able to help out kids if they're on Medicaid between 15 and above there. Do they need to have parents present if this is something that they're looking for the services, or can they just kind of come in?
If they're 13 and older, they can receive mental health services on their own in Washington State.
Oh, wow.
So that allows youth in difficult situations to not have to get their parental consent. That being said, we try to include family as much as is possible, and one of the ways that we go about doing that is by having what we call parent partners, family partners, and they partner with that caregiver, having lived experience themselves of having children with mental health challenges. They can relate to the experiences that those caregivers are having and provide support. And sometimes that's really needed in order for the youth to feel comfortable having their parent involved in treatment, and kind of brings the two together. Because it really helps for anyone to be able to have family and support, but especially transitional age youth.
And bringing things together, Kathy, this is kind of the third in a great collection of resources that people have here now at the Transit Community Center.
I made myself familiar with Community Youth Services from the get-go, before we had any tenants at all, along with Catholic Community Services and some other services that we just really wanted to have come to the Transit Center in order to be in that space to meet the needs of our community. I learned a lot. I mean, I didn't know all the different things that Community Youth Services does, and I had no idea that they'd been around for 45 years. I mean, and they came into our space upstairs, beautiful spaces up there. They did some beautiful tenant improvements. They have little rooms about this same size for their those are your counseling rooms, right? And they're beautiful. They have. I sneak up there sometimes when they're not here, and I counsel myself
and check out what's going on.
Yeah, we can all agree it's really nice for me. Sorry, but I mean, I go in there and I'm like, I would want to sit here and I would love this. Yeah. So it's a really wonderful, comforting, welcoming staff and place. I mean, the space itself is just someplace you'd really want to hang out, and feel comfortable in. So that working with them and our FES, our Family Education and Support Services, and Catholic Community Service, and Telecare, who is now coming into our space out front. All of them are already all working together, and it just all fell into place exactly the way we wanted it to be, and what we had hoped and what we promised we would do there. So, these guys have been around for so long. Catholic Community Services as well. They've already been in, and they were far bigger than I thought that they were. I should have known, but I didn't. And so it's just been really great learning about all their services and what they do, and then connecting them all, and getting that here so that our people don't have to travel to Olympia or Bremerton or
Sure, that's got to be huge.
Right.
What are the kind of the main hours of operation? Will someone be there staffed all the time, or do you kind of work in partnership with the other groups?
So we have a reception area, and that's staffed from 8:30 to 5, with a lunch break in there. But our services are very individualized, and if there's a need to meet outside some of those hours, we definitely try to accommodate. The purpose of our program is to be able to truly engage a population that often falls through the cracks, teenagers and young adults. And to do that, we really need to be able to meet them when and where they need those services, and be flexible and adapt those services to what's going to work for them. It's difficult for a teenager or a young adult to make it into an office at a certain day, at a certain time, even remember their appointment, let alone the transportation issues and everything else going on. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And being right there at the transit center with a lot of youth hanging out down there at the bus station, that's been really helpful. It's just a very good central location for who we're serving.
Yeah, our tenants and their guests come and go all night long, almost, it feels like. I know I've popped in there before at like 10 o'clock, and we had somebody upstairs. And the facility's built in a way that you can do that. We can set all the alarms and everything else, and our tenants can still come and go from different doors. So, yeah, it works out great.
That is great. Community Youth Services, again, online at communityyouthservices.org. They have the main office on State Avenue in Olympia. There's also the Brighter Futures Youth Center on Pear Street, and the Pierce County Beacon Senior Center is availability there. On the social media, Facebook, we are at facebook.com/cys.oli, and on Twitter at cysoli. Alicia Ferris, and one more thing. Two more things. All right, what do you got?
You guys still have any positions open? We want to talk about that, and then they have an open gym program that we're running for youth free.
Please,
so let's talk about that.
Yes. So we do have a couple positions still available. We're looking for a care coordinator position, as well as a chemical dependency supervisor position. So those are two that we're still trying to fill, and we do have some therapist positions open as well. And in addition to that, we've got our open gym that we have. That is our street outreach program. Comes out to the Shelton area and does open gym in the transit center. It's an excellent partnership, an opportunity for youth to have something to do, a safe place to be, especially this time of year, a warm place to be, to just hang out. And the bonus of that is that there's people there that know the resources and know about the supports in the community.
And again, they partnered with Shelton Parks and Rec. So they're partnering with that. So that's it. The kids start coming in at about 3:05, 3:15, and it goes until 5:30.
And is there a schedule up somewhere on the wall of the open times?
That's not in there. No, we should have. We put little flyers out, and there's some stuff. On the wall down there on our bulletin board. But we should actually have it on our website. But we should do that. That's a good idea, Jeff. Or we should come to the radio station and talk about it.
Try to help as best I can. All right. Well, good information. We can find those open positions on the website, communityyouthservices.org. Also, get more information on the open gym by visiting down at the Transit Community Center. Kathy Geist, Alicia Ferris, both on the airs with me today. Thank you for coming in. Happy New Year. Have a great rest of your day.
New Year.
you know you have access to the fastest internet in Washington State? Switch to iFiber Communications right now and take advantage of our special offers. Pay only $29.95 for 100 megabit high-speed internet, or get 3 months of internet absolutely free. That's right, $29.95 for 100 megabit speeds or 3 months of internet free. Shop, stream, and game like never before with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Call 360-427-4000 or check us online at ifiber.tv. Subject to credit approval, valid on a 24-month contract.